And she's like, I just had to make a stop real quick in Long Island. Like, I'm on the way. I don't know why you don't believe me. Long Island, girl.
How you living?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. This one's just gonna be super short, sweet, and simple because it is a story time. And this is one of the stories that like I rarely tell because of how embarrassed I get when I tell it. But we're just gonna jump into it. I feel like if I put it out on the internet, no one can use it against me anymore. So here we go. 2016, I feel like we all kind of remember that year as being like really great. And it was, no doubt. But I feel like the momentum of 2016 made me do some crazy things that like I wouldn't have done otherwise. This occurred on Halloween weekend of 2016. Our friend and I had made plans to go to a party that we had heard about in Queens, New York. So I get out of work and I text her and I'm like, hey girl, what time are we planning on taking the train down? And at the time I was living in Westchester, New York. So it wasn't really a big deal to just take the train down. But she was like, nah, we're gonna drive. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, just let me know when we're gonna, And so she's like, okay, bet, I'm gonna keep you updated. A couple hours go by and I don't hear anything. And we were planning to meet other people there. So I was like, let me text them and see if they're on their way. So I text our 3 other friends and they're like, yeah, we're about to head out now. Like, we'll meet you there. Mind you, they lived in Harlem. So it wasn't, they were just gonna go, They were a lot closer than we were. So it wasn't, their leaving should have been we're on the way. So that was the first problem. So I text her and I'm like, hey, do you have an ETA of when you're gonna come pick me up and we can go? And she's like, oh, I was thinking about it. How about you just take the train and I'll meet you there after. I have to take care of some things with my mom. Okay. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So I get a train ticket. I hop on the train and I'm on my merry little way. I get to the party and our other friends are there and they're like, hey, where's so-and-so? And I'm like, I have no clue. Like, she said she's taking care of something with her mom, whatever. So we go inside and it's a vibe, like it's lit. Like I said, 2016, everyone was hyped for no reason. So party was like lit. And so my friend texts me maybe about 2 hours in. And she's like, hey, I'm outside. So I'm like, okay, bet. Like, I'll come outside and wait for you, to find a parking space. So I come outside and she's in the car and she's like, get in. For what, girl? The party right here. Where are we going? So I'm like, where are we going? She's like, oh, I got to pick up something real quick. Okay. Who do you know in Queens? Like, it was okay. So I get in and we maybe drive for about like 20-ish minutes. And so we pull up at this house and this man gets in the car. And I'm like, Harpo, who this man? No, it's not funny. But so I'm like, I don't know who this man is. Okay, whatever. So he's like, yeah, we just got to make a quick stop real quick. And I'm like, another quick stop? Is this what we were picking up? Like, okay. And at this point, I'm kind of like, because I took the train. You pulled me away from this party without telling me. How you gonna say I'm outside? You made me think you're coming in the party and then you're gonna rope me into coming with you. Because I don't like to leave my friends alone. I don't like, if you say you gotta take care of something, I'm gonna go with you just in case. So at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, I just want to go back to the party. So we're driving some more and now we're going back in direction of the party. And I'm like, do you know like when we're gonna get back to the party? Kind of like trying to find out some information. And she's like, nah, I really don't. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like, where are we going? And she's like, why are you asking my questions? First of all, who's she talking to? Because she has never spoken to me like that. I was like, I'm asking questions because I'm in this car with this man I don't know going God knows where. So I have the right to ask questions, girl. And so she's like, he said, we just going to make a stop real quick. And I was like, I don't care what this man said. And if you know me, that's pretty on brand. I never care what men have to say. So I'm like, okay, well, like, can you just drop me back at the party? Like, we're heading back towards that direction anyway. And she's like, oh no, like, nah, we not. I don't know, Queens, but it looked like we were going in the direction that we came. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I asked my other friend to drop their pin, and best believe I load that into maps real quick. And I'm like, okay, girl, well, like, you know, just drop me off right on this corner. This is my first mistake. Drop me off right on this corner, and I'm gonna just walk to the party, and y'all take care of y'all business, and you come back when you're done. So she's like, okay, I don't even know why you being like this. And I was like, at this point, I was just over it. I was tired. I was not drunk enough. You know, like, I was just like, this is weird. So I got out of the car, and she's like, it's only gonna take a couple minutes. Like, just walk down the street, and we're gonna drive by, and we'll get you. Okay. So I get out of the car, and I'm walking. At this point, I'm kind of near like St. John's. And like I said, I know nothing about Queens. So my friends text me, and they're like, yo, the friends at the party. And they're like, yo, we're going to head somewhere else. Here's the Addy. And that was fantastic. Until my phone died. So my phone died, and I'm in Queens, and I don't know nothing about Queens. My friends are going to another location. I can't even use my map to figure out the location they were at so that I could at least go there, charge my phone, and then, you know. So I'm like, you know what? She said, just walk down the street and they're gonna come back. So I'm walking down the street, going God knows where. Literally, I have no clue to this day. And these drunk St. John students walk up to me, and they're like, hey, because, you know, drunk college students. I'm like, hey, girl, like, any of y'all got like a Apple charger? And I asked that, not knowing where I'm gonna plug the phone in, but one of them had it, and were drunk enough to give it to me. They left. They gave me the charger and left. So I was like, okay. At this point, okay. So I go across the street, and there's a little bodega, and I'm like, can I charge my phone here? He's like, no. Okay. So I walk down the street a little more. There's another one, and I'm like, can I charge my phone here? And he's like, you have to buy something. Okay, I will buy something and just sit here, whatever. So I buy something, and I charge my phone, right? And my phone probably gets to like 10%. And I text her, and I say, girl, my phone is dead. And I text her the address of the bodega. So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna just sit here until she comes, you know? The last thing I want to do is try to find my way somewhere and then get more lost and then just be screwed. So she's like, okay, bet, I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes. And I'm like, perfect. Okay, I should have never gotten out of the car in the first place, but whatever. So I'm like, okay, bet. 5 minutes go by, not a peep. 15 minutes go by, nothing. So then at this point, I'm like, can I see my phone again? I text her, and I'm like, where are you? And she's like, girl, I said 5 minutes. I said, girl, that was 20 minutes ago. Like, are you dumb? So she's like, I'm literally pulling up right now. I'm like, okay. So I grab my charger, and I'm like, thank you. Grab my charger, go outside. She ain't there. She didn't show up for like 10 minutes. So I go back inside. I'm like, can I just charge my phone a little more? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. So I'm like, okay. So I call her, and I'm like, where are you? And she's like, I just had to make a stop real quick in Long Island. Like, I'm on the way. I don't know why you don't believe me. Long Island, girl. And you wonder why I don't believe you. What are you saying? Why would you say 5 minutes? And that makes me so angry when people say, like, oh, I'm outside, or oh, I'm 5 minutes away. And they're not. Like, don't lie to me. I'm gonna be out when you out. Like, it's okay. So at this point, I'm just like, whatever. So she's like, if you want to call an Uber home, I got you. I want to call an Uber home. Why would I want to call an Uber home? Stupid. Mostly because it was expensive. If it wasn't expensive, girl, I would have been out. But I'm just like, if anything, just spot me money to go meet up with our other friends. So she's like, okay, bet. And so I call an Uber. I get there. My friends aren't there. So that was at this point, 16th L of the night. So I'm just like, where are y'all? And they're like, oh, we went back to the bar. Bro, are you stupid? I was so mad. I was so mad at this point. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go home. I'm just gonna go home. Like, clearly this night is not for me. Let me just hold my L and not take anymore and just keep it pushing. So I'm like, are y'all for real? Like, okay, whatever. I was like, I'm actually just gonna head home. Like, I'm not feeling it. Cool. So then my friend calls me. She's like, hey girl, where you at? Where am I? Like, girl. She's like, I'm outside the bodega. Girl, I was so mad. Oh my God. The anger that was bubbling up inside of me. And I said, come pick me up right now and bring me home. I'm mad. Bring me to the train, something. Because at this point it was like 1 a.m. I could still take a train home. I'm not, like, I'm over it. So she's like, oh, like, why are you in a bad mood? What happened? Like, who hurt you? Whatever. Who hurt me, girl? Honestly, me. I take full accountability for the fact that I shouldn't have gotten out of the car. But don't, like, ugh. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm mad. And I'm just like, okay, please just take me to the train. I want to go home, whatever. And she's like, oh, actually, do you mind staying at so-and-so's house, the dude in the car? And I'm like, yes, I do mind. I don't know this man. Like, I don't want to stay at his house. And she was like, oh, he ain't gonna hurt you, like, whatever. And I'm just like, okay. So we go stay at this dude's house. Because she was like, I'm gonna bring you home in the morning. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just so defeated at this point. And so we get to his house, like, deep in Long Island. And I'm just like, I'm stuck here. I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. There's, like, so I stay at his house. I didn't get home the next day until 6 o'clock. She kept pulling me in so many different directions. And let's just say that was the last time I spoke to that girl. So if you made it this far in the video, my only lesson for you is just never go to Queens, okay? Never get out of someone's car. Just stick it out. Just shut up. And also, don't trust men who get in the back of a hoopty and say that they just gotta do something real quick, because they don't. So that's it. Like I said, 2016, granted, right now I never would have made those choices. I don't know. Everyone was just on, like, a power trip in 2016. Everyone was crazy. So I definitely regret the decisions that I made, but I also feel like that they helped me grow into the person I am today. But that's my story time. Yeah, the story always gets me a little worked up. My Apple Watch is telling me to breathe because my heart rate is like, so thank you guys for watching. I know the story, but, like, it's just kind of like, okay. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully I see you guys next week. Bye.